interesting developments over in the Bundesliga, of course, as Bayern München tumble down to third, of course. We've got Leverkusen on top, but who's second? We're going to take a little look next. That's right, folks, back to a prediction video today. We're taking a look at match number 7, of course, over in the Bundesliga, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new, where you been, smash the old subscribe button, bang, and say all things Bundesliga related, Babylon related, world football related. We're going to all here, boys, under one roosty. That's right, Bayern could only muster a draw against RB Leipzig, of course, this past weekend. Of course, for that result, they tumbled down the table to just third in the league. And of course, Leverkusen took full advantage to go top. But who is that team in second spot? Well, I'll tell you in just a second. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons, of course. You know who you are. And of course, once again, a big reminder, make sure you subscribe to the channel. A whopping 78% of the viewers that come to the channel are not subscribed. What's that all about? Please do us a favor and hit the old subscribe button, guys. Let's get these numbers up there. We're on the road now to, 40k? Let's get going. And of course, here we go then. So let's recap the result. You'll see who's second in second. It's a shocker. Of course, it's not Dortmund. I'll tell you that now. It's not Leipzig. I'll tell you that now. It's absolutely crazy. But these are the results, of course. And I think I did pretty well for myself as well. Dortmund, 3-1 winners over Hoffenheim. Got that one spot on the nose. Meanwhile, Wolfsburg, 2-0 winners over Frankfurt. Got that one spot on the nose. Oh, yes, I did. Meanwhile, Leverkusen 3-0 winners over Mainz. I got that one pretty close to the money. 3-1 win. Stuttgart with a big 2-0 win over Köln. I went the other way. Gladbach with a big 3-1 win over Bochum. I went with a 2-0 win. Not too shabby there. Meanwhile, Heidenheim picked up a massive win over Union Berlin. 1-0 win there. 2-1 win for me the other way. This is where it all goes wrong a little bit for me. And then, of course, Leipzig with a 2-2 draw against Bayern. I went with a 4-2 win myself. Of course, the other way. Of course, Darmstadt with a big 4-2 win over Werder Bremen. I went with a draw. And then Freiburg with a 2-0 win over Augsburg. Ain't too shabby. Got the one spot on the nose as well, of course. This is the table. As you see, Leverkusen are top. Stuttgart are up there in second spot. I cannot believe it. Cannot believe what I'm seeing. And Bayern up there in third. Dortmund in fourth. Leipzig fifth. Hoffenheim sixth. My boys are in 13th. Not great. And then, of course, Mainz and Köln are going down at the minute. But I'm sure that's going to change very soon as well. We're looking forward to the Super Brew, of course. Let's recap the results. Of course, that's the link if you want to still get involved. It's free to enter. Of course, there should also be a link down in the old chat. So let's have a little look at that in a second. Let me just get the old Super Brew up here, see who's winning, see who's thriving. I think I must have thrived a little bit. So let's get into it, of course. And here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, oh, where's my mouse? 1, 2, 3. There we go. Of course, the Beast. 18.5 points for him. Well done to you. Absolutely kicking ass and taking names. 10 aside. Vindaloo victory. And me are in silver's position there with 13 points on the board. So not too shabby there. Noah, not too far. Zandos as well. Bengals Gurus up there, 37.7. And then the Chasey Pack. If you see your name in there, guys, make sure you smash your subscribe. What does the crown mean? What does the crown mean? We'll have a look at the crown in a minute. And of course, AJ24 got the wooden spoon. Oh, dear. But of course, the Beast with the thingamajig. Of course, Vindaloo Victory is still your number 1 leader at the minute with Tennessee up 1 spot to number 2. Saki down 2 to number 3. Yes, the Beast up 8 spots, number 4. What about me? I'm in the top 10. I'm a non-mover. But I'm in this race. Still a whopping a few points off of a victory. But I'm in this one, guys. 24 exact. Woo, that's pretty sexy stuff. Slam points, just a 6. So we got to keep on going, keep on trucking. We're going to break into the top 5. That's my next aim. And of course, that's just 3 points or so difference. Get in, yeah. Get your picks in, of course. What does the crown mean? I saw the crown, and now I don't see the crown. But anyway, get in there, get your picks in, of course, and we'll see how you guys get on and how I go on next time around. Of course, the international break is looming, though. Of course, we all know what that means. Crappy crapster. Let's get into the next round of games, and these are them, of course. So let's waste no more time. And, of course, get into it. Of course, kick it all off with my boys. That's, of course, Mönchengladbach up against Mainz. That's, of course, on a Friday night. This Freitag is Gladbach. It is Mainz at the Borussia Park. Played each other 43 times in 1999. We've got 17 wins for Gladbach, 14 wins for Mainz. We've got 12 draws. Of course, this is a bloody good game for Gladbach to get back into some stride. Their biggest win, Gladbach, 6-1 wins, scoring 59 goals in those 43 matches, 1.37 goals a match. Up against Mainz, of course, what are we looking at? 4-0 win was their biggest, 48 goals scored in 1.12 goals a match. 40 defeats on the spin for them, 8% form for them, haven't won in the last 6, 18th of the table with just 1 point on the board. They are rooted to the foot of the table. Gladbach, though, just 1 win in 6, 25% form for them. They are 13th with 5 points on the board as well. Last time around, though, over in Gladbach, though, it was a 1-0 win for Mainz, who are unbeaten against Gladbach over the last 5, picking up 3 wins and a couple of draws as well. The odds here, this one, even Stevens for you. Gladbach 12-5 is your Mainz, 13-5 is your draw. Got to go with my boys here, 2-0 win for them. Of course, they've got to get a win here. This is a must-win game. No sugarcoating around it. Of course, all eyes on this one. That's on a Friday night. So Dortmund up against Union Berlin, who had a bit of a shitty season so far. Union Berlin, they're in a bit of a wayward way. Played the 12 times. These two sides have done 6. We've got 9 wins for Dortmund. We've got 3 wins for Union Berlin. We've got 0 draws, of course. Biggest win for Dortmund, 5-0 win. They scored 34 goals in those 12 matches, 2.83 goals a game as well. Union Berlin on the flip side, their biggest win, 2-0 win. Scored 16 goals in those 12 matches, 1.33 goals a match as well. Union Berlin, though, 5 defeats on the spin. They're 11th at the table with 6 points on the board. Of course, they got Champions League football this week, of course, to be another distraction. Up against Dortmund, of course, unbeaten and actually just 1 defeat past 6, 67% form for them heading into this. They are 4th in the table with 14 points on the board as well. Last time around at the Signal Iduna Park, it was a 2-1 win for Dortmund, who of course picked that win up back in April 2023. But the odds here, we have a 13-8 on for Dortmund, at 16-5 is the draw, 15-4 is your away win. Union Berlin are in trouble, guys. 3-1 win for me for Dortmund on this, and of course making a push for those upper spots here. RB Leipzig, though, are in their way, of course, coming at you. Or are they not? They're actually behind them. Played the 9 times in 2014, 8 wins for Leipzig, 1 win for Bochum, and we've got 0 draws, of course. Biggest win for Leipzig, 4-0 win, scored 20 goals in those 9 matches. That's 2.22 goals a match. Bochum on the flip side, just a 1-0 win. That was their only win. 3-0 win, 1-0 win it was. Of course, scoring just 3 goals in their 9 matches, 0.33 goals a game. Bochum are in 16th right now with 3 points on the board, 33% form, without a win in 6. In fact, they haven't won in the last 12, if you want to open it up even bigger than that. Leipzig are in 5th with 13 points on the board, 92% form for them, and of course winning 5 of the last 6 as well. Last time around, though, in Leipzig, it was a 4-0 win for Leipzig back in October 2022. But the odds here for this, we have 92 on for Leipzig, 5-1 is the draw, 10-1 is your long shots, 3-0 win, comfortably done, 3 points in the bag. Next up, we have Augsburg up against Darmstadt. That's, of course, coming at you on Samstag, the October the 7th. Of course, played the 9 times in 2003. We've got 6 wins for Augsburg, 1 win for Darmstadt, and 2 draws, of course. Biggest win for Augsburg, 3-0 win, scoring 14 goals in those 19 matches, 1.56 goals a game. Darmstadt, of course, their biggest win was a 2-0 win. They scored 7 goals in those 9 matches. That's 0.78 goals a game. They are, of course, just 1 win in 6. Darmstadt, 25% form. They are 15th for the table with 4 points on the board. Up against Augsburg, just 1 win in 6, 33% form for them. Of course, 14 points on the board, and they're 14th for the table with 5 points on the board. Of course, last time around at the WWK Arena, it was a 1-0 win for Augsburg. We're unbeaten against Darmstadt over the last 3, stretching all the way back to 2016. Of course, but the odds for this one, we have 2017 on for Augsburg, 5-2 is the draw, 3-1 is your long shots. Going to go with a draw here. I think Darmstadt, after that win last week, are going to have the tails up, and of course, we'll fancy the chances to get a result against a team in and around the same area. Next up, we have Stuttgart flying high up against Wolfsburg. They're doing all right, of course. Played each other 49 times in 1987, got 20 wins for Stuttgart, 22 wins for Wolfsburg, and we've got 7 draws, of course. Biggest win for Stuttgart, 5-1 win, scoring 65 goals in 49 matches, 1.33 goals a game. Wolfsburg on the flip side, their biggest win was a 4-0 win. They scored 73 goals in the 49 matches. That's 1.49 goals a match. Wolfsburg are 7th with 12 points on the board. 4 wins in the last 6 games, 67% form for them. They're pretty good at the minute. But of course, a team that's in better form is Stuttgart. 83% form for them, winning 5 of them out. So they're 2nd in the table with 15 points on the board. Last time around, though, over at the Mercedes-Benz Arena, it was a 1-0 win for Wolfsburg, who are unbeaten against Stuttgart over the last 3, just 1 loss at the last 6 against Stuttgart. But the odds here for this one, we have Stuttgart come at you even. Stevens for the victory, 5-2 is the draw, 13-5 is of course your Wolfsburg. Tight one here, going to go with a 2-0 win though. Stuttgart 3 points, they got the momentum, and they're going to roll into the international break. Contenders for top spot, of course. Werder Bremen up against Hoffenheim, of course, come at you on Samstag as well. Played each other 30 times since 2008. We've got 13 wins for Bremen, 7 wins for Hoffenheim. We've got 10 draws, of course. Biggest win for Bremen, 4-1 win, scored 50 goals in 30 matches, 1.67 goals a game. Hoffenheim on the flip side, their biggest win, 4-0 win, scoring 47 goals in the 30 matches, of course, 1.57 goals a match. as well. Hoffenheim coming into this on 83% form, winning 5 of the last 6. 60th in the table, though. 12 points on the board. They're pretty good, pretty hot cooking right now. Werder Bremen are in 12th with 6 points on the board. 50% form for them right now. 1-3 and lost 3 heading into this, of course. Last time around at the Versa Stadium was a 2-1 win for Hoffenheim. That was back in April 2023. But the odds here, we have Werder Bremen 9-5 for the ratio. 13-10 is your Hoffenheim. 13-5 is the draw. It's a tight one here again. Good 2-1 win for the away side. Hoffenheim, who've been bubbling, who've been cooking. That's right. And of course, they're going to cook another one right before the international break. Leverkusen, the leaders at the minute, up against Köln, who are rock bottom, or just about rock bottom. Played each other 45 times in 1982. We've got 23 wins for Leverkusen. We've got 11 wins for Köln, and we've got 11 draws, of course. Leverkusen under Alonso, who's Real Madrid bound, I believe. 4-0 win, the biggest. 82 goals scored in 45 matches, 1.82 goals a game. Köln, on the flip side, their biggest win was a 4-0 win. They scored 53 goals in those 45 matches, 1.18 goals a game. They are 17th with just a 1 point all season. 3 defeats on the spin up against Leverkusen, who are top with 16 points, 3 wins on the bounce, unbeaten in the last 6 games, 92% form for them. Red hot, of course. Last time around, over at the Bayern Arena, it was a 2-1 win for Köln, that's right. In fact, their home side has only won once the last 6 matches between these two sides, and that's when Leverkusen won at home against Köln. That was way back in April 2021. The odds here, 3-1 on is your Leverkusen, 4-1 is the draw, 7-1 is your away win here. 3-1 win for Leverkusen. They'll be top heading into the international break, according to my maths. Of course, these guys, though, Bayern and Freiburg will lock horns as well. The Allianz Arena played to the 49 times in 1983. We've got 35 wins of Bayern, 5 wins of Freiburg, and we've got 9 draws, of course. Biggest win for Bayern, 7-0 win, scored 116 goals in 49 matches. I'm just having a little laugh here. 116 goals in 49 matches. I'll tell you why in a second. 2.37 goals a game. Freiburg, their biggest win, 5-1 win, scoring 39 goals in those 49 matches. 0.80 goals a match. Just taking a segue. We'll get back into that one in a second. Just have a wee laugh. Why? It's because Leverkusen are red hot. Red hot. You know what that means? Just imagine if Leverkusen win the league and Harry Kane goes to the unbeatables, the Bayerns, and expect to get his first bit of silverware, ripping it up, scoring the goals, doing everything, but there's just a team that's just better than them this season. Imagine if Alonso wins the Bundesliga, for Leverkusen to dent poor Harry Kane's don't get me wrong. I want to see Harry Kane succeed now. I think he's very. I'm over the moon that he made this move to Germany. Not many people do it. Not many English people or British people go to Germany. There's a handful. There's a handful of them, and I really like to see him do well. But I'm just having a little smirk to think that he make this move to pretty much guarantee himself some silverware. And if he fails because Leverkusen are just better, that would just be so funny. Anyway, so Freiburg, of course, in 8th in the table, 10 points on the board, unbeaten in the last 3, 58% form for them, just 1 defeat the past 5, up against Bayern, of course, who are unbeaten in the last 8 matches, 83% form for them. 3rd in the table, though, 14th points on the board right now. Last time around at the Allianz Arena, guess what? It was a 2-1 win for Freiburg. That's right, goodness gracious me, that was back in April 2023. That was in the DFB Pokal. However, last time I played each other in the league in Munich, of course, was a 5-0 win for Bayern way back in October 2022. But the odds here for this one then, shall we? Of course, we are looking at it. It's 7-1 on for Bayern. 7-1 is the draw. 14-1 is your long shot. It's going to be a big one win. 4-0 win for them, but of course they won't be top. Of course, Leverkusen will be. Frankfurt up against Heidenheim. That's coming at you on Sunday, October the 8th. Now, these two sides have played each other 2 times in 2015. We've got 1 win apiece. Of course, biggest win, the only win for Frankfurt, 2-1 win, scoring 3 goals in the 2 matches. That's a goal and a half goals a game. Up against Heidenheim, their biggest win, their only win, also a 2-1 win, just scoring 3 goals as well, 1.5 goals a game as well. 42% form for Heidenheim right now. They are 10th with 7 points on the board. 2 wins of the last 3 games, 42% form for them over the last 6. Frankfurt are in 9th with 7 points on the board. Also, 58% form for them. Of course, just 1 win and 4 if you want to look at it a different way as well. Coming at you last time round. They've not actually played each other at Frankfurt. Last time they played each other, of course, was at Heidenheim. It was a 2-1 win for Frankie in the DFB Pokal, and it required extra time. Of course, the odds for this, 13-8 on is your Frankfurt. Of course, 3-1 is a draw. 4-1 is your Heidenheim. I'm going to go with Frankie here. 2-0 win for them. 3 points in the bag. And away they go. Whoa. That's it. That completes the pack. Oh, days. That's the link. Of course, it is a bit of a shitty link. Not the greatest link. But, of course, this is, of course, the picks for you. Of course, don't forget to get amongst it to get your picks in and see how you do. And this is what the table will look like. It will still be Leverkusen. It will still be Stuttgart. Bayern, of course, in 3rd, alongside Dortmund, and then Leipzig, and then the chasing pack. Mainz, Köln, Bochum in the old relegation mire right now. And, of course, Gladbach up to 10th. We love to see it. And, of course, don't forget to subscribe, guys. Subscribe. A whopping 78% of the viewers or the guests or whoever just come fly by the channel are not subscribed. Do us a favor. Let's get that number down to 50%. And of course, I'll keep badgering you. I'll keep nagging you until we get those numbers down a bit. But until then, guys, subscribe, thumbs up, hit the little bell. Of course, I'll see you soon for the next one.